Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, it's a big weekend of boxing. There's a lot of things going down in the world of boxing. There's a lot of good fights. And we'll go through a couple of them quickly, like a real quick through. If you guys want me to do a breakdown or something of the fight or a big review, then let me know. But we'll go through them quick. Let's talk Bam Bam versus Cafu. Bam Bam Cafu, who was coming off a good win and confidence. Very confident fighter. But I saw him be limited. Bam Bam Rodriguez was able to showcase what talent he has. I think it went. I think it went the whole full 12 rounds, or did they stop it towards the end? I can't even remember. I just watched it earlier, but it went. I think it went down to the. Did they put in a? 'Cause I got so many fights I was watching. Maybe it went the final to the end, or maybe round 11 or 12 was stopped towards the end. I think they put in the white towel, threw in a towel. Yeah, they threw in a towel for that one. Towards the end, the fight could have ended. They could have let it go on, but it ended. It was just a demolition job. The guy was fighting back. Cafu was definitely fighting back and doing some good things himself, landing a few punches. But Bam Bam looked like a little old baby Lomachenko in there with his foot movement, with his shifting, throwing a combination here, shifting and throwing some more combinations, being there, getting out of the way, being there. All of his combinations, everything that he has in his box, he was able to show in that fight, and it made him look good. So that's the kind of fight you need when you're trying to continue to be a pound for pound guy, and when it justifies your pound for pound status. So that's what I would just take away from the Bam Bam Rodriguez stoppage of Cafu is he solidifies his spot in the pound for pound top 10. We don't know where, because after five, from 6 to 10 is going to vary a lot. So Bam Bam showed that he's good. Let's see what he does going forward. Let's talk a little Fundora versus Tim Tszyu. Now, Tim Tszyu, for me, was somebody just a year and a half or 2 years ago, somebody that I kind of wanted to win titles because I thought he would do what it would take to unify that division, that we can get an undisputed. I'm a little selfish. I want to see undisputed in every division. I would like to see one champion and stuff like that, and everybody being forced to fight each other. And we have one champion because, like in all sports, we like the guys that's the second, third, fourth, fifth place. We like them. You see it in every other sport. People like teams or like certain things, so we kind of like treat them like teams. We just know who's the very best is, and we still gonna like other people. And that's what the same thing with boxing. Just because Floyd Mayweather retired undefeated, and he did retire undefeated, doesn't mean that everybody gotta be undefeated. We're gonna like you with losses. I like a lot of guys that's lost. Like Joseph Parker, that's my boy. I roll with Joe. He done lost a couple of times. Danny Garcia, love him. I don't care how many times Danny Garcia lost. Danny Garcia shows a great chin, and he looks like when he's in a fight, he's been underdogs throughout his career a lot of times, and came to show people that underdog this. And I just started liking him. I'm like, man, that's good, man. I like that guy, right? And other guys. There's a lot of guys I like that are undefeated. Usyk and Terrence Crawford. But I mean, everybody got to be undefeated, not in sports. So it is. It is what it is. Look at this hat I got on right now. That show you that I can go for people that don't win too much stuff, or sometimes never. But you still, it don't matter. Don't tell me I in like the Blake Griffin era when it came to these guys. But whatever, that's just a whole different thing. So Tim Tszyu had that confidence, that confident look, looked like he'd fight everybody. First time I saw him get a little bit funny is when Terrence Crawford was coming up there. And then, and I didn't really like Fundora. With Fundora and Tim Tszyu, the first fight, it was an obvious big cut that changed the dynamic of the fight. And we try to act like that wasn't the case. And he lost that fight, unfortunately. And I didn't really like that, how that went down. I wish they would have just stopped the fight, and he was winning at the time. So, but that, kind of messed with his confidence, just a tick. But then, losing to Bakram Murtasaliev, right? You're getting blasted out like that. Now, he was just caught early and concussed, but you got blasted out. Kind of messed with his confidence. So, you're coming in here with Fundora again, and Fundora was able to basically walk him down, knock him down very early in the fight, first round. And then after that, had him kind of looking tentative. And this is Tszyu we talking about. You know, a very sovereign type guy, you know, have a lot of belief in himself. But he was, you know, tentative until, you know, a couple of times, you know, he was getting walked down and getting hit a lot of times that you start throwing left hooks, instead of getting in submission, but in the submission type position, but still throwing left hooks and seeing that they were landing. And then he started, you know, throwing back. But I don't know what round it was, 7, 8, or whatever. He quit on his stool. So I don't know what that's gonna mean for Tim Tszyu. That's gonna be something. But Tim Tszyu is not gonna be a major player immediately. It's gonna take a couple of fights, and let's see if he wants to go through that. Because once people lose that fear of you, right, and he's a coming forward type of guy. He's not Mr. I'm gonna be elusive, right? And I got them other kind of skills. I come forward, walk you down, and take you out. Those kind of guys with no confidence is gonna be a problem. And when people ain't scared of that about you, and they just watched you being walked down by this guy and beaten into submission, that's gonna give others confidence. So it's gonna be a long road forward for Tim Tszyu. Now, Fundura, let's just hope that he's got confidence from this. Because, you know, I think he's gonna be a problem for the division to get unified. I just do. You know, it's just my opinion. I hope I'm wrong. I just heard him say a few things. I don't even remember what it was. It was just like somebody has to come wait or line, or, you know, he wasn't just trying to fight some harder guys. And I got wind of it. So it kind of got me off his tip. I was like, all right, man, you're going to be a problem. You know, that's when they was basically, you know, didn't let Jamel Charlo just go up, fight Canelo, come back down, still be undisputed, and just fight Tim Tszyu for undisputed. But they didn't want Crawford to get it, right? So what they did is they said, okay, stripped him, and now the belts are all over the damn place. So, I know a Murtazaliev and people like that, they ain't scared to say, let's go ahead and, you know, get one champion here. Let's just see if Fundura does that. If he does, then I'll be on his bandwagon, you know. But anybody that's in the way of unifying, I kind of ain't rolling with him, you know. Don't mean not personal, but just I ain't really rolling with him. Now, we don't have to talk about Usyk Dubois. Just go to my last video. Bottom line is Dubois got stopped again. So since I talked about Usyk in that video, I'll talk about Dubois real quick in this one. Dubois was very confident, coming off of very good wins. We know it, you know, beating Big Baby Miller, right? Beating, I'm tell you, Herkovich was a really good win. Actually, I think Herkovich had no respect for Dubois at 0, and he came in there and punched himself out, actually, and then he got cut, and then it was a closer fight. I think Herkovich should have beat him, but for Dubois to hang in there, because Dubois had that moniker of somebody who's quits. We had seen him, right? They keep saying he's quit. You know, he let Usyk knock him out with a jab, and then he quit against Joe Joyce. Now, people can say that. I am just not going to agree with quitting when you know that your eye socket is broke. I ain't going that far. That's not quitting to me. That's just like, okay, you know what? We'll fight another day. I think fighters, when your eye socket is broke, that's something that can, you know, be forever or something. You can mess up your eyesight or something just for fighting and just for showing that I fight, I'm going to go out on my shield and I want to do this. Go tell your mama that you're talking that kind of stuff. Slap you upside your damn head. Man, I ain't no eyesight because of your shield or what somebody's saying in social media. You better get your ass up out of there and fight another day. And that's bottom line how I feel. People who got kids and got family members, you don't want them have a broke socket and fight. So maybe he might have quit a little bit against Usyk 1. But quitting when you know that your eye socket's broke, I don't count that. Me personally. But people do. Everybody ain't me. So a lot of people say he quit twice. So having got beat by a non-puncher in round 5, by the first knockdown, those blows probably shouldn't have, knocked him down, to be honest, right? And not getting up from the second knockdown, which was a real good, left hook, real good one. To not get up, it's going to be, his reputation took a hit. So let's see what he does going forward. It's going to be hard for him to come back and instill fear in people's in people's hearts. But we've seen him do it before, right? Because Jarrell Miller came in there thinking he was going to beat the hell out of Daniel Dubois. Philip Herkovich thought he was going to come in there beating Daniel Dubois. Anthony Joshua thought, man, get out of here, man. It's me. I'm the man on British soil. Get the hell up out of here. And he sent him home, right? So let's see what happens there. You know, it's possible. Man's only 27. So let's get to the one where people are talking about Manny Pacquiao and Mario Boris. Have you noticed? I've been eerily silent about that, right? Even before the fight, I didn't want to mention it and stuff, you know, because it's a lot of things I like about Manny Pacquiao, but it's a lot I don't, right? And it's not Pacquiao. It's just, you know, he's so popular that people do things and say things, right, that I don't agree with. I don't like people to be so popular that we just say they're so popular that I don't think straight anymore, right? And so when it's like that, then I kind of, you know, and I know when Pacquiao talks, he's cool. If he ain't, as long as he ain't say nothing about Floyd Mayweather, he stays kind of cool, right? But, you know, it's too many things over the years. I'm like, man, damn, the guy's real popular. So this fight here with Barrios, which I get to in a minute, I'll just tell you some things that, you know, kind of irk me with Manny Pacquiao and what people say. Like they say, Manny Pacquiao, the only 8 division champion, right? The only 8 division champion. And I'm like, why were you guys saying that? When we all know it's really 6. Do we count out IBO? Do you count an IBO champion or IBA champion? Do you? Those are one of those titles, man. And then another one was like a catch weight. If we're going to call a person a champion in a division, then we shouldn't say a catch weight. That doesn't count. Then go up to the weight. Especially if Pacquiao started way down at 106 or something or whatever down there. 100, probably less than 112, I'm for sure. And those weights are right next to each other. Damn it, damn. 3 pounds here, another 3 pounds. You know, you do know there's a weight division at 112, right? And there's one at 115. You do know that, right? And then there's another one at 118. You know that, right? There's another one at 122. And before the 112, I'm pretty sure there's one at like 109, 108. You know, you kind of feel me, right? Those weight divisions are 2 hamburgers away from each other. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, man, so that means when she's going to really count these divisions like that, then can we at least don't have catch weights? Right? So he's got a catch weight one in there that they call it, that's 7. And then one of the IBO or IBA, I forgot which one. I researched it back in the day. I don't even know more, but they just do that. So that kind of irks me a little bit. Why are we doing that? A 6th division champion is great, right? So, and then I seen him one time when he got the regular, I think it was the WBA. Yeah, WBA was the only one that had regular, right? He got a regular title at 147, welterweight. Champion. No one said regular, nothing. I can remember how the press went. He was like, oh, he's a champion at welterweight again. Cool, right? Ugas got that same damn title. Ugas, Jordanis Ugas, got the same title. Man, the press, right away, it ain't nothing but a regular. It's only a regular. I'm like, y'all wasn't just saying that a minute ago. But cool. Those are things, right? And then with Pacquiao, here we go in his prime. I've been seeing people say in his prime, he would have beat Terrence Crawford, right? But it was kind of like his prime when everybody didn't want him to fight Terrence Crawford. I'm thinking, he was at 147, he was about 35 years old. I'm not sure. That prime? Right, that's the one, no, because he's 46. Yeah, about 35 years old. It's 147 pounds. Terrence Crawford was at 140 pounds. And everybody didn't want him to fight Terrence Crawford because they were scared of his well-being. So maybe that's a little bit old for his prime. But, you know, they would say, well, he would have beat a prime Floyd Mayweather. And you're like, well, wait a minute. Floyd Mayweather offered him to fight in 2009. And he didn't want to take a dope test. You see what I'm saying? So was that the prime guy that didn't want to fight Floyd Mayweather with the dope test? Then they fight 5 years later. He's younger than Floyd Mayweather, but he's too old for the fight. Floyd Mayweather beats him easily, right? And they say the fight's boring. Then you think, okay, well, was it his prime when he was fighting Marquez, tooth and nail? All 4 fights were very close fights. Okay, just because Marquez knocked Manny Pacquiao out in the 4th fight don't mean that fight wasn't close. Pacquiao was winning that fight, okay? Even though Pacquiao got knocked down before getting knocked out. But Pacquiao was tearing Marquez up after that fight. You want to look at Marquez's face after that? So even then, so all their fights were tooth and nail. Marquez says Floyd Mayweather beats Pacquiao any day, right? That's what he said. They go tooth and nail. Marquez fights Floyd Mayweather, and he's not even close. You see what I'm saying? So why would we say that he could beat Floyd Mayweather in his prime? I don't like when people say that. That sounds silly to me, asinine. Because from Floyd Mayweather's point of view, if you can just say Floyd Sanchez, call Mayweather Floyd Sanchez, just so you can focus. Floyd Sanchez offers to fight another guy, Manny Pacquiao, right? He offers to fight Manny Pacquiao fight, and Manny Pacquiao doesn't want to fight Floyd Sanchez because he doesn't want to take a dope test. So who are you blaming? Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Sanchez? Right? Manny Pacquiao fights Marquez all these times, tooth and nail. Then Floyd Mayweather fights Marquez. Floyd Sanchez fights Marquez and beats Marquez easily after a 2-year layoff. Do you think Floyd Sanchez is pretty good? Then Floyd Sanchez fights Manny Pacquiao when Manny Pacquiao agrees to dope testing and beats Manny Pacquiao. So can we say Floyd Sanchez is not that bad? Why were we saying Manny Pacquiao is better than Floyd Sanchez when in the prime? We just shift the prime for the few months that he won a few fights or what? When was the prime? You see what I'm saying? So those are the kind of things when it comes to Pacquiao that kind of like irk me. It's not Pacquiao's fault, but those are things that exist and it has to do with society. So therefore, it's a problem with me. You know what I mean? So I look at that. So Manny Pacquiao, I didn't mention the Manny Pacquiao coming back after 4 or 5 years out of the ring because he's facing Mario Barrios. And Mario Barrios is obviously, and it's no slight to Mario Barrios because Barrios is a cool dude, but he's obviously the weak link in the welterweight division. So I was like, okay, should it be okay for Pacquiao to come back and just jump straight into that fight? I didn't think so, but then again, I'm a legend and y'all ain't, so back off. So I'm cool with that then. Okay, a legend, there's got to be something. You know, if you're a legend, you got to have some kind of perks. So damn it, I'm a legend and y'all ain't, so shut up. I'm going straight into the Mario Barrios fight. But I wouldn't want all this making history and all of that. I didn't really like that so much. I'm like, yeah, okay, because there's a few people we know we ain't going to fight. But okay, at 46, he shouldn't have to. So he comes back, you know, and handles that business. He said, okay, well, I'm going to fight this guy, the weakest link. I mean, you know, when Roy Jones went up to heavyweight to fight Ruiz, people were saying he was the weakest link at the time, even though Ruiz was giving Evander Holyfield hell in every fight. But they were saying he was the weakest link. So it depends on how you say it. But at the end of the day, Barrios is the weakest link. So they do have the fight, right? Now, I had the pleasure of looking at a fight. I got a feed where I had no commentary, right? And I just had the crowd noises. So, and I'm looking at the fight, and I'm just looking at it. And I'm going to fast forward to the end. I'm like, oh, Barrios nicked that. Plus, Barrios is the champion. Yeah, he nicked that. For me, he had nicked it, right? And now, I'm thinking to myself, people, Manny Pacquiao did well. For sure, he did well against Barrios. He would attack it sometimes and stuff like that. But the punches that was pushing the head back and you know, and landing harder, I thought was Barrios. And I was thinking, you know, listen to the crowd. Manny Pacquiao doesn't do anything, and I mean nothing, without crowd noise. He comes, he can shift his feet and come forward and throw some 3-punch combination, and none of them can land. It doesn't matter. The crowd's going crazy. If he lands, they're going nuts. That luxury Barrios didn't have. Welcome to the Negro Leagues, Barrios, because that's how the black fighters have to fight all the time on new Russian soil. Black fighters don't have nobody going for them unless they're in their hometown. So that's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's like the crowd is going for Pacquiao. Why wouldn't they? He's 46 and a legend, and he's likable. Damn it. And he gives you exciting fights over the years, win or lose. Those are reasons to like the man. So why the hell are we going to dislike him? But those are the facts. So I'm looking at the fight. I'm like, well, I wouldn't. And y'all know this is consistency here. I wouldn't take the belt from Barrios for that, right? And so when I heard the decision, I'm cool with that. A draw, as long as he keeps his belts. Because I don't think Pacquiao, not even Pacquiao, did enough to take the belts. But I'm hearing everybody else is outraged. And I'm like, yeah, Pacquiao's popular. You know, outraged. Did Barrio hit the ground? Was Barrio hurt? Was he hurt? Right? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really see Pacquiao beating this guy up, right? And I thought it was probably a draw too. But I had thought to myself, oh, Barrios won. When he raised his hand, I was thinking, yeah, he won that one, right? But Pacquiao looked pretty good. And so I was okay with the decision. But after looking at the, the people's opinions, I'm out there on the island. But then again, I watched it with no commentary at all. And here's another thing too. Let's make sure we're clear with Mario Barrios. Barrios should have done better than that, right? He should have put his, you're fighting a legend, you should have done more. But he gave props. He said, Pacquiao hit too hard for me to be doing more. Y'all talking all that do more from the outside. You go and do more against Pacquiao and see where you land up. So he didn't. So that's a credit also to Pacquiao. Because people are reluctant to throw shots when the other guy is dangerous. But if you like what I just said, make sure you remember this. When Pacquiao fought Floyd Mayweather and he was tentative, those are those two straight right hands in round one that made even a Pacquiao tentative. It is what it is. People ain't just tentative. Just reasons to be tentative. And tentative mean that other dude over there making me tentative. And that's what happened to Barrios. So that's why he's going to have to deal with the controversy. Because Barrios, you younger, you should have put your foot on the gas and put some distance between you and Pacquiao. So credit to Manny Pacquiao. Do I think he should have won the fight? No, not really. But should he get props for the fight? Hell. Hell to the yeah. A resounding hell yeah. So, no slight against my man Manny Pacquiao, but those are the things that bother me a little bit. Y'all know how I roll anyway, so it's not new to most of you. But those are the reasons why I didn't want to say much about the fight, and I ain't trying to put no slight on Manny. You know what I mean? But when it comes to that Mayweather thing, no, you wasn't beating Mayweather in the prime or old or young or nothing. Nothing gives us a reason to say that. Manny Pacquiao's been beat, knocked out before the prime, knocked out in the prime, lost in between the prime, and all the kind of stuff. We ain't got no matches where, was like, oh, Manny Pacquiao, this was close. The Marquez matches, some people think he won a few, right? And with Floyd Mayweather, you got one or two matches where you're talking about somebody else could have possibly beat him. And that's pretty good after 50 fights. So anyway, Manny Pacquiao is awesome, still. Gave Barrios a good fight, but I don't think he won. And that is the weekend in boxing, guys. And I'm up out of here. Doma Sports Talk. Worldwide. Like I said, I'm up out of here, y'all.